Hi guys, this is David again. I am getting ready to do some cooking, so hopefully that's a pretty good angle that you can see me there. And I figured while I am doing some cooking, I would go ahead and answer some questions. So this can be a question and answer type of a video. And what I did was I went ahead actually and even wrote down some of the most common questions that some of you guys ask. And actually, I'll go ahead and answer that one too, because somebody asked me that before in the past as well. The aluminum foil, this one here actually is from Walmart. This is 50 foot. I think it was like $3 something, like $2-3 bucks. I can't remember the exact price, something like that, like $2-3 bucks, somewhere around there. But somebody asked me, well, crap, my wood just fell there. I was working on my van earlier too and doing a little bit, well, a few more things to my van and stuff. But anyways, so yeah, somebody asked me before how long that lasts though, that aluminum foil. And with the amount of cooking that I do, I mean, keep in mind I don't cook every single day, so you guys gotta keep that in mind as well. But with the amount of cooking that I do, I would imagine it lasts, well, the last one I had lasted me over a month for sure, probably closer to a month and a half as far as how long it lasted me. Hang on for a second, guys. Getting ready to fix some chili, so you know how I do it to keep from washing dishes. So this is what I do. I cover up the pan with aluminum foil. This is probably going to be a long video too, guys, so just keep that in mind. That way, if you guys don't like watching long videos, then you can just turn on to a different video, I guess. Right now. So yeah, that's that question. And another question was how I keep warm. Well, I've showed it actually in the past as far as my setup as far as keeping warm, but there is some new subscribers I have as well that has these type of questions. So you can probably see it, but right there is one thing for sure, is my Mr. Buddy heater. That right there has been pretty much a lifesaver as far as keeping warm goes, because well, I gotta get out my can opener. But yeah, I have been using that this past winter and this winter right now too, that we're in as well right now, the 2014 winter time that we're in right now. So I've used it actually for both winters. But last winter though, all I had was the 1 pound tanks, and somebody asked what I was doing with those tanks as far as storage. I was just storing them pretty much on the floor, just as long as they were secure and not banging around or anything like that. They should be fine. But it's going to be in your best interest to go ahead and get the 20 pound tank, because of the fact that it lasts a whole lot longer. Because the 20 pound tank, from what I've heard anyway, should last about 2 weeks. And I've been using mine right now, the one I got from Home Depot, the 20 pound tank, and it's still doing pretty good. It's still doing real good. And at nighttime, all I gotta do is turn my Mr. Buddy heater on low, and from using my extreme cold sleeping bag that goes down to 0 degrees, and also using my Mr. Buddy heater, there's times that it actually is so toasty and so warm that I even have to get up and turn it off, because it actually gets to be too warm sometimes. But that's a good problem to have. I'd rather have that problem than being cold, because for me, I don't like wintertime. Actually, I'd prefer the summertime anytime. This right here is another thing I wanted to show you. This right here is a can opener. It's called the P52 can opener. You can actually get this from Walmart. I've seen it there, and all kinds of stores like this got camping gear and stuff. But I got this actually from Amazon originally. I've got this one, and I got the smaller version as well too. This is what the GIs use. This is what the military guys use. But this way you can just put it onto your keychain, and you've got it with you everywhere you go. You've always got yourself a can opener to use, and it's so lightweight you won't notice that it's around though at all. So that's another essential tool I would say that you should get if you're staying in your van or living mobile. Of course, you can get the regular can opener as well, but I would suggest getting one of those, because That way you don't have something that's big and bulky. And when it comes to staying in the van, you want to make sure that you're trying to save as much space as you can. Another thing I do that can help you guys out, that you have, some of you guys have seen this before, some of you guys have not, is I just I got my forks and knives in here, but I keep my spoons in a separate one. But what I do is when I go to different restaurants, I keep the hot sauce and condiments and stuff like that. I just go ahead and grab some extra ones, and then that way I can go ahead and put it into a bag here, and then that way I can use this for cooking my chili and different things like that. So that's another tip that can help you guys out as well. Now let me go ahead and get this in there. So yeah, as far as keeping warm, like I said, I use my Mr. Buddy heater, and I use my extreme cold military sleeping bag. It's actually rated, that smells pretty good, it's actually rated down to 0 degrees as far as the sleeping bag itself. So even that by itself is going to keep you pretty warm. In fact, my thing is, like, if you live in like Florida or someplace like that and you still get a little bit cold, you pretty much, that's really all you need is just that sleeping bag. I mean, if you want to use the Mr. Buddy heater, it's fine, but really all you really need is a sleeping bag. But the heater itself is also a good thing to have as far as backup goes as well, because you never know. Because the way weather goes, it could be warm one day and then the very next day it could be freezing cold for sure. So you just want to always be prepared though for different situations like that. And let me see here, let me get another question. Another question somebody had, but it looks to me like that was somebody trying to be a troll, trying to be funny or something. But somebody asked before, am I single? And yeah, I am single. But like I was talking about that before in the past too. The last time I actually had a girlfriend was somebody I was living with. It was over 2 years ago. Now it's probably closer to like 2.5 years or more. I can't even remember for sure, but over 2 years for sure. And it was her and her 2 kids that she had that I was taking care of. And the reason why it didn't work out is because of the fact that she was into drugs. I'm not into that stuff though, and I was not going to support her habits. So we ended up splitting up because she didn't want to get rid of the drugs, and plus the fact I found out that she was stealing money from me too to also buy the drugs. So that definitely was not a good thing either. So yeah, we definitely went our separate ways, separate ways for sure. And so that's the last time I had a girlfriend. But the thing is, I did actually care of the world about her too, though. I made that mistake of letting myself get into that situation. So it took a little while to get over that situation. So I took some time to do that. And then also, as far as me dating anybody else, I wanted to try to see if I can get myself a little bit more on my feet too, because after me and her was not together no more, I actually was in the shelter for a little bit too. Some of you guys that are my longtime subscribers remember that, because I was talking about that before in the past. But after the shelter, I ended up getting myself a car, and then after the car, I ended up getting myself, well, that's why I was in the shelter anyways, and then I ended up getting myself this van right after that car as well. Since that was actually pretty cold, that chili, is going to take a little bit of time to warm up. But it's alright though. I'll answer some questions while I'm doing this. Actually shouldn't take too much time to come think about it, because this camp stove that I'm using, which is another question you guys have had, heats up pretty quick. And yes, it does use butane cans. This right here is what it looks like. It's about the size of a spray paint can. But you can get this from Walmart and like Dick's Sporting Goods and different places like that. And some people even said you can get it from the Asian grocery stores as well, which I have not done that yet, but it's something that's good to know in case you're using that and you need to get some more. In fact, let me go ahead and turn this down a little bit. There we go. This thing definitely heats up pretty quick. So yeah, it runs on the butane cans. And as far as how long these cans last, it depends, of course, on how much cooking you're doing, and of course it depends on what kind of cooking that you are doing as well. But for me, on average, it lasts around a month, at least 3 weeks for sure, but sometimes up around a month as well too, because even though I do some cooking as far as like cooking steak and pork chops and chicken and stuff like that, there's still going to be times too, well, probably the majority of the times I'm doing my cooking, I'm just doing something like this right here, just fixing chili or ravioli or, you know, canned spaghetti and stuff like that as well. Is usually what I'm doing as far as my cooking goes. But yeah, there's some times here and there where I do put some steaks on there, as you guys have seen from my other videos, and chicken breast and stuff like that as well. And here pretty soon I plan on getting some more of that going as far as that type of cooking goes. And yeah, this is heating up real quick actually. Turn this down a little bit more again. See, another question is my solar setup and my battery setup. Well, I've actually got a video on that just by itself, and you can look back on my previous videos. It says my solar setup, but I'll go ahead and tell you guys some of the things about it too though as we're cooking here. My solar panel is Renogy, is the name of the brand. It's a real good company. It's American made, and the panel itself is 100 watts. It's a 100 watt panel, and I got the panel, also got the charge controller. It's a 30 amp charge controller, and I've got the wires and the connectors that goes with it as far as like the hook up to your charge controller. So I got all that stuff with it too. And so the panel and the charge controller was, and the wires for it was, I think it was $165, if I can remember right, was the cost of it. So definitely a great deal for sure. Again, I got that from Amazon, but it was definitely a great deal. And the battery, of course, I obviously got that separate, and I got that from Walmart. And you guys have probably seen my recent video on that too. Originally though, I had messed up on that and made the mistake of not looking at the sticker that was on the battery. It ended up having a in other words, the battery itself ended up being 1 year old already, even as I got the battery. So I had to just recently go ahead and exchange that battery for another one, because they've got a 1 year exchange policy that they have. As long as you got your receipt, you can turn it back in within 1 year time period, 1 year or less, and then you can go ahead and get yourself another battery. You can just go ahead and exchange it for another battery. So as you guys have seen from my previous video I made, that's what I did with that. So that's why I pretty much got myself a brand new battery. And another thing I plan on doing is I plan on here within a few weeks, because I want to have Christmas time be over with probably first, but here within a few weeks I want to go ahead and get myself another one of those batteries that I got. It's well, it looks like from what the thing says on it now, it's a 100 watt amp, not amp, it's a 100 amp hour battery. 101 amp hour battery is what it is. So I want to get another one here pretty soon, and then that way I'll have 202 amp hours total that I can be able to use. And so I'll connect those together to do that, to make a bigger battery bank. So that will definitely be a big difference there, and I'll pretty much be set for a good long while then when it comes to my electricity goes, because I'm using my laptop and my cell phone and charging up rechargeable batteries and stuff like that. But it's, you know, stuff that can be handled pretty easily though by my battery setup though. In fact, I've even been using it too to use my Sawzall, or also known as reciprocating saw is what it's also called. But I've been able to use that as well to make my bed frame. So definitely pretty good setup as far as that battery goes. Let me go ahead and get you guys a shot here. Real steamy and looking real good though. Looks like too, I'm definitely going to have to be uploading this one at the library, because when it comes to videos like this, as far as long videos that I make, the file ends up being so long that I have to for sure upload it at the library, because it's going to take way too long to upload at McDonald's for sure. Let me get this over here. Okay, another question here is my future mobile living plans. Yeah, I wanted to talk shortly about that too. Some people have asked, if I'm going to keep the van, and if so, for how long or whatever, this and that. But for right now, I am keeping the van, of course. But my future plans for sure is to get myself a truck camper. So that means I'll have to get myself a truck as well too. A 4x4 truck is what I want to try to get. Depends on how much money I got at that time, but I want to try to get myself a 4x4 truck and get hold on guys, get myself a bowl here. I want to get a 4x4 truck and get myself a truck camper to go into the back of it. And then that way too, with the truck camper, some of you guys might already know how those are, but they're pretty nice because they've got the over the cab bed. And they've also got it's a full size bed too, for that matter. And they've also got a dining room table that can also be converted into an additional bed. So that's something I can use with my son when I have my son on weekends sometimes. He can use that for a bed. And then it's also got they've also got heaters in them, as far as the propane heater, which is ventless as well, I believe. I'm pretty sure that the way it works is the vent actually goes to the outside of the truck camper. And then some of them even has the wet bath, so that means it has both a toilet and also a shower in them as well too. So that means they should have water holding tanks as well. And a lot of them also has storage on the outside, as far as being able to store extra like deep cycle battery. And also have a setup on the outside as far as storing propane tanks and stuff. But if you ever want to, of course, check them out, all you gotta do is get on Google or also get on YouTube and just type it up, truck camper, and you'll be able to see a whole bunch of them. But that's something I want to get for sure though, later down the line though. And trying to think about what else some of you guys had questions on. Oh, installation. Some of you guys are asking about the installation on this van as well too. I do plan on still trying to get some installation for this van. I just haven't got around to it yet. But when I do, I'm going to probably go ahead and do a little bit of a mix as far as the Reflectix and also the regular installation, which would be like the R14 or whatever it is type of installation as well. So that's my plan. It's just a matter of when I get around to it though. And hopefully it should still be pretty soon. It's just I haven't got to that point yet. But the thing is too, because I stay so warm, and I don't know if some of you guys still don't realize it or what, but yeah, I do definitely stay warm in this van at nighttime with that heater I've got and also the sleeping bag that I've got. Like I said, there's times that it actually gets so hot that I actually even have to turn it off. So yeah, I mean, it's even though I will get some insulation, that's just not something that is a emergency right now, something that has to be done right away. It's one of those things where I'll get to as soon as I can, but I'm not real pressed over it right now as well either. So yeah, I think that's it for this one. This is definitely one of the longer videos that I've had recently. And if you guys do have any more questions, let me know, and I'll see if I could do a compilation again of what those questions are, and see if I can get those answered for you. But of course, as always, thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate your guys' support as well, as far as your great comments that you have been sending my way. Definitely appreciate that. And also, one last thing is I wanted to say thanks again too to one of my subscribers. I don't know if you want me to say what your name is, or your YouTube name is, or whatever, so I'll leave that out. But you said that you sent me a $10 donation as well recently, so I appreciate that as well. That will come in handy too for some gas or whatever. So thanks again for that donation. And so that's it, guys. So I'm about to go ahead and get this eaten, and then later on today probably see if I can head over to the gym. And so that's it. So thanks for watching, and you guys have a great day.